Welcome to the channel. This is my truck. I figured I'd do a video on it just to get it out of the way in case anyone's interested. We'll just go over some of the stuff I've done to it, specifically for running the back roads here in BC, northern BC. Start at the front. Well, I'll start with the truck. It is a 2019 Ram 2500 Power Wagon. It's got the Power Wagon goodies, lockers, a factory worn winch, electronic disconnecting sway bar. The front here I added some lights. These are just aux beam. They've been pretty good. They're really bright. I put covers on all of them for the winter, and I don't really need the bright white, so yeah, they run. I run amber covers on all four of them. I'll take them off if I need to, but I usually just leave them on there. Yeah, sitting on 37-inch Toyo Open Country MTs. I've run these tires on all of my trucks up until now. I've never had issues with them. These ones are almost 60,000 kilometers and still going strong. Moving back, the roof rack up there is a Sherpa rack for the Ram 2500. I think it's the only one that you can get the cutouts for the clearance lights and the radio antennas, the shark fin and stuff up front. So that's why I went with that one. It just bolts right into the cab there. Well, rivets into the cab and then you bolt into the mounts. Up top are the rugged cell off-road boxes. They're just Amazon boxes, you know. They're pretty cheap, so they seem like they're holding up. They're waterproof. I just use it for hauling extra gear, extra food, sometimes helmets and stuff for the mountain bikes. So for the shocks on all four corners, I went with a Bilstein 5160 B8 for the Power Wagon. They are way better than the factory shocks in that they don't have the shock fade on the rough roads. I used to feel it about 45 minutes into a drive down a bad dirt road, and you could feel them start fading. Way better manners with these. They're inexpensive. I would have liked to go with something a little bit bigger, like a King or something, but the suspension's constantly evolving on this thing. For the wheels, I went with the AEV Catlas. They're a good wheel. I haven't had an issue with them. They hold the tires on. Yeah, seems like that was like the only real good choice to squeeze a 37 onto these trucks without, you know, giving it a leveling kit or any kind of lift. So it brings the wheel out. This is actually a 13.5-inch wide tire. So it does touch on the radius arms a bit, but it's not an issue. It touches at full lock. I'm never at full lock anyways, unless I'm turning around on a trail. So yeah, they're good tires, good wheels, Toyo Open Country MT, can't go wrong with them. Moving to the back of the truck, this is conversion done by Summit Expedition Trucks. The tray and canopy, it's kind of like an Aussie style tour. The package I got came with the deck, the canopy. I got the under deck storage boxes, you know, just extra gear. That's recovery on that side. You know, this will be some camping stuff, lights, hoses, this is and that's. It's just camping stuff, really. The truck sits high because it's a Power Wagon. It's a inch over stock or inch and a half or whatever. So underneath for the rear suspension, I converted it all to air ride, which I think it was a great idea. I haven't had an issue with it. Airbag man from Australia helped me out. They sent me out a set of bags to put in the truck. I paid for them. They gave me a discount, so I'll mention them here. Check them out. The airbags themselves were great. Before I put them in, I was running air helper springs, the Load Lifter 5000. So I left those in place of the bump stops, and I kind of use them like an auxiliary bag. It kind of controls the sway. The rear of the truck, the sway bar on the stock Power Wagon, it's pretty skinny. I did lose a bit of articulation switching out to a thicker sway bar, but I didn't really need the wheels to be stuffing on this thing, right? Like the lockers are all I need. I'm not rock crawling with it. It's a camping vehicle. It's not a rock crawler. Built for touring and exploring, long distance travel. And so yeah, the Hellwig big wigs sway bar in the rear, and then the Bilstein 5160s on all four corners again. Great shocks. The one nice thing about converting this truck to air ride is I can actually lower it when I get into camp. I'll show you that in a minute. It makes it a lot easier to access stuff. Like you can see now, you know, it sits pretty high. So when I get to camp, I just have it hooked up to Bluetooth on my phone. I have a controller inside the truck as well to monitor it, and go into my app, or I could lower it with the valves in the back too. I don't need to use the app, but it's just easier this way. So I've got the app open here. I'll just yeah, now everything's way more manageable. I can get right in to get everything I need, and it's been pretty good. So I'm glad I went with the airbag system rather than keeping the stock coils under it. A way better truck. At the rear of the truck, I just run a full-size spare tire. You know, important. Spare fuel, jerry can, some propane, big drawer for, you know, whatever. I keep camp equipment back here, spare propane bottles, an axe. Doubles as a table as well, which is handy. Here we are on the other side of the truck. More of the same. You'll see my propane bottle there. That's for the Blackstone. I use that for cooking. And it's lighting campfire too. I got a tiger torch back there. Way quicker than using, you know, a striker and stuff I see other guys doing. That's neat. But usually when I roll into camp, I want a fire going pretty quick because I like to cook on it or to heat us. And yeah, so that's how I do it. The other side here, I didn't mention the tent. It's a doghouse tent. It opens from the other side. I'll show you that in a bit. The awning is kind of neat actually how I have this set up. So that's a Nature Nest awning, but I have it on these croc hinges I picked up from a company out of Australia. Lots of stuff from this truck is inspired by how the Australians set their utes up, but I'll show you here how this works. Very important with a full-size camping rig. You gotta have a stool. Yeah. So it just flips open. I deploy the awning. It's awesome. Lots of shade. I'll show you it in a bit. But I flip it closed because it used to hook branches, and you know it's not ideal. So I like how it's set up now. Yeah, we'll have a look inside here. Running a 12-volt Dometic. It's a CRX 110 fridge. Running right now. It's got some water and stuff in it. There's a freezer. You know, it's perfect for us. I know they're not the most efficient things in the world. A lot of guys say your cold air just like falls out of them when you open them up, but I've got enough power on board here that it's never an issue. Like I put out a solar panel. If I'm staying for like even like a week, I don't have issues running out of power. When the truck's running, it charges at 50 amps. When I have the solar out, it charges at around 15 or so. The fridge only uses about 3 when it's running. Like, yeah, not an issue. I also run an inverter in here, you know, for charging batteries, and I have an induction cooker we use sometimes on the road. It's just a little camping induction cooker, and then I'll flick on the inverter, plugs in right here, and it's just a quick way to cook if we're just stopping for a few minutes to eat or stopping on the side of the road. We're not in a big backcountry spot where we can light a fire. It's just quick and easy. Boil water, make toast, all sorts of stuff. I like having an inverter. It's a little extra, but you know, this truck's a little extra, so I figured it was fitting. Here's a little better shot of the drawer that was built for me by Summit Expedition Trucks. Just holds all my kitchenwares and stuff. Table for mixing drinks, making food, whatever. And that's the pantry, but that was made by Overland Vehicle Systems, OVS there, for Jeeps or something, I don't know. Works good in here though. Well, I was gonna open up the awning and the tent to just give you a look at how it all deploys, but it looks like I've got some weather coming in, and normally the rain doesn't really bug me, but I'm leaving back to work in a couple days here. I need everything to be dry while I'm gone. I work a 2-week schedule, so we'll take it back to the shop, open it up in there, and you can have a look. Yeah, then raising the truck back up, it's simple. I just pop it open on my phone and click the preset here. And boom, she's ready to go. Well, we were gonna go back to the shop, but I figured this would be a nice spot. It's about 40K from where we were. It doesn't seem like it's gonna rain. But yeah, let's get on with it. I'll open up the awning here so you can have a look. Pretty much everything I do on this truck, I gotta be standing on the tire. There it is. That's the awning. Really like it. Now I'll throw the tent up for you so you can kind of see how that works with the whole system. Yeah, everything requires stepping on the tire. And yeah, there it is, the tent. There's a couple air mattresses inside. I could show you that another time, but yeah, they're just basically self-inflating. Exped, I think, is what the brand is. And yeah, put them 2 in there, and pillows and bedding are all up top. And yeah, we've had that thing for, I think, 3 years. It's getting worn out. It's got, you know, hundreds of openings and closings, but good for now, you know. Doghouse is the brand. Yeah, and in case you're wondering, the door opens, clears the ladder. That's why I kind of had to put the tent over to one side, which ended up working out really good with the way I have the awning set up with the hinges, and seems to be awesome. Like, I haven't had any issues with it. The weight distribution I thought would be off, but I have the tent and the spare tire on the passenger side, but then I have my drawer and my pantry and battery and fridge and all the stuff on the other side there on the driver's side, and it has, like, it's not heavier on one side or the other. It's very even, so that's great on the trails. We can talk more about what's inside the canopy another time if you guys are interested. We could nerd out on the power system I built in there. It's Renogy, big battery, 200 amp hour. But there's a lot to talk about inside there in the way I built the electrical system, that if anyone's interested, just let me know. And then just the layout, the extras I did, like some carpet and stuff. I can do a rundown on the inside of the canopy. Just if anyone wants to know, put something in the comments there. Yeah, this channel I don't want to make about the truck. I just figured I'd do a little walk around, a little rundown, what I've done over the years to this thing. I've been building it for about 5 years now, basically done. It's taken me 130,000 kilometers all over BC and Alberta and into the Yukon, and great truck. So yeah, let me know what you want to see, and we'll make it happen. Thanks for watching.